So let's see how this does. This is actually one of your notes. It's the second page. The first page, the first page looks like this. It says Transformations Day 1. And so I want to go over what we call, here it uses the word transformation. That's a general term. But what we're talking about specifically here is a translation. So a translation is a slide. So it's just moving left to right. And so that's the first type of transformation. The types of transformations we'll talk about are translations, reflections, and rotations. And there's also a dilation, but we won't talk about that right now. But a translation is like just a slide. It's just like taking a figure and sliding it up or down, left or right. And the way we show that, sort of notationally, is if I want to show that I'm shifting left to the left, if I go left, that's really going, it's going like this direction, which is an x value. X deals with left or right, y deals with up or down. So if I'm going left 2, that would be the same thing as subtracting 2 from the x value. And then I'm not doing anything to the y because I'm not going up or down. So left 2 would be minus 2. Now if I'm going down 3, up or down deals with the y value. Up would be positive, down would be negative. So this would be x. So notice I didn't do anything to the x because I'm not going left or right. But I am going down 3, so I will subtract 3 from the y value. Again, we're just kind of going over notation right now. If I want to shift right 5, right, again, that's left or right, that's their x. So right is positive. Left is negative, right is positive. So that would be x plus 5, y. Again, I don't change the y because I'm not going up or down. Now in example 6, 7, and 8, you're actually changing both the x and the y. So left 4 would mean I subtract 4 from the x. Up 2 means I add 2 to the y. Okay, so again, left and right is for your x. Up and down is for your y. Left is negative, right is positive. Down is negative, up is positive. Okay, so left 3 would be x minus 3. Down 7 would be y minus 7. Right 1 would be x plus 1. Oops, sorry. Comma. And up 4 would be y plus 4. So let's actually see what this looks like on the graph, and that will probably help a little bit. So with example 9, it's asking me to do this here. So what this really means, x plus 3 really means to the right 3, and plus 1 to the y really means up 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right 3, up 1 on all 3 of these points. So with A, I'm going to go right 3, up 1. So again, I started here and I went right 3, up 1. And we call this A prime. Okay? A is called the pre-image point. A prime is called the image. So you start with the pre-image and then you go to the image. And then we're going to do the same thing with each point. So B, we're going to go right 3, up 1. And that's B prime. It's like a little apostrophe. And then C, you go right 3, up 1. And if I connect those dots, you notice I just kind of slid, almost like if this was actually on the paper where I could move it, I just slid it to the right and upwards. It doesn't change its orientation. It's not facing a different direction, it's just in a different location. And that's really what a slide is, or a translation. Whereas like with this one, this means left 4, down 3. So I'm going to do that with each one of these points. Left 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Down 3, 1, 2, 3. That's A prime. Again with B, left 4, down 3. B prime. And then with C, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. C prime. So the shape's going to be the same size and the same shape, or the shape is not going to change its size, and that's what we call a rigid motion. A rigid motion means the size and shape doesn't change, and it's also called in this isometry. Those really mean the same thing. So hopefully this helps with translation. I will say what you could also do with this, so this works with this one as well, is I could first find the coordinate for A. So if you look for A is at 2, 5. And so what I could do for each point is subtract 4 and subtract 3. So 2 minus 4 is negative 2, and 5 minus 3 is 2. And if I graph that point here, negative 2, 2, I'm going to get the same thing. So I could technically for list A, B, C, and then subtract 4 from each x value, subtract 3 from each y value. That will give you the same thing. But when you have it on a graph, you can really just go left, right, up, and down, depending on what they tell you to do. And actually, I'll do just one of these here. Now, what's important here is it says describe the translation given the pre-image and the image. Now, what's important is knowing which one's the pre-image and which one's the image. So the one without the little dash is where I start. So this is actually going up and left. It's not. So some people would be confused and say you start here and go here. No, this is your pre-image. So this would be the pre-image. It's where you start. And this is the image. And again, I always know the image because they have that little apostrophe thing. So if I start with A, to get to A prime, I would have to go left 2, and then up 1, 2, 3, 4. So left 2 would be x minus 2, and then up 4 would be y plus 4. And I could check that with the rest. B, if I go left 2, up 1, 2, 3, 4. If I start with C, left 2, up 1, 2, 3, 4, it's going to work. I think it froze there for a minute. So hopefully this helps. I'm going to check this video and see if it sounds good, and hopefully this video will be helpful to you.